Hello, everybody, and welcome to Westwood High School's Bader Gymnasium. Tom Lydon with you. Happy to be joined, and I will introduce you further to Brian Gagliard shortly. But what a night we have set up for you here. Welcome to those of you watching live on Westwood Media Center. Welcome to those of you watching live on Norwood Community Media. This is going to be a fantastic doubleheader here at Bader Gymnasium. 2 games, both with very high stakes, and we started off with the Westwood girls hosting the Norwood girls. It is very rare that you see 2 varsity teams play back-to-back in the same gymnasium, so it's super special when these 2 border schools play each other. So let me introduce you to my color analyst tonight. Brian Gagliard is a junior at Norwood High School, so we've got some even commentary. We're going to get the perspective from the opposition tonight. And Brian, just give me your thoughts as this doubleheader shapes up, most notably about this girls matchup tonight.
Well, Tom, we're going to try to stay neutral here tonight, but it's a big game here. It's number 2 ranked Norwood girls versus number 8 ranked Westwood girls. This team has been fighting all year. I've been to all the home games for the girls, Norwood playing Ox for them, and these girls are buzzing. They're hungry for this win. They played in December, very low-scoring game. It's here. It's February. It's playoff time. It's ranking times. It's where these games matter and where the girls got a buzz here. But I'm thinking on Westwood's side that they want a buzz too. So we'll see how it goes overall, Tom. I think this is going to be a big game, as you said. You know, back-to-back varsity games, 1 gym. It's February, my favorite time of the month. March Madness is coming up, but March Madness for high school is coming up too. So we'll see how it plays out, but I'm very excited for this game, and I'm happy to be a part of Westwood Media Center doing this game here tonight.
So the stakes are high, as we said. Norwood, with a win here tonight, does clinch the TBL large. However, if Westwood claims the victory here at Bader Gymnasium, these 2 teams will be separated by 1 game with 2 league contests left on each of their schedule. So let's now turn it over to our public address announcer, Jay Risha, who will walk us through the starting lineups and get us set for tonight's action.
Westwood is committed to the highest ideals of sportsmanship as well as establishing a healthy environment for competition. During the game, please be considerate and respectful to the players, coaches, officials, and the fans by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Thank you. And now for tonight's starting lineups, beginning with visiting Norwood Mustangs. Number 5, senior captain Taylor Moran. Number 10, junior Isabella Gordon. Number 14, sophomore Liliana Cordani. Number 20, junior Ariana Blake. And number 55, freshman Ellen Barnowski. Norwood's head coach is Kristen McDonald. And now for your Westwood Wolverines. Number 1, senior captain, Charlotte Hurley. Number 11, senior captain, Mackenzie Kaiser. Number 15, the senior captain, Caroline Nussel. Number 22, senior Angelia Holmesy. And number 33, junior Lindsay Wyman. Westwood's head coach is Catherine Clifford. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, at this time, would you please rise? Gentlemen, remove your caps. Let us face the American flag as one. In a symbol of unity, we will honor America. Let us sing along with Westwood's Lauren Booza, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light
Lauren Buzo with a fantastic performance. Once again, folks, welcome to our live coverage here on Westwood Media Center and Norwood Community Media. Tom Lydon, Brian Gagliard with you. We've got the Wolverines and the Mustangs set to start off what should be an awesome night, Brian.
Oh, I can't wait. I've been waiting since Monday, Tom. I'm ready to go.
A lot at stake here for the Mustangs. If they win this game on the road, they clinch the TBL Large, and of course, jumping it up, a very impressive freshman. Tell me about Ellen Baranowski.
Well, watching her all year, she loves to score points, and her family loves to scream at her to score points. And she's very good at taking the draw here, so let's see how she can test with number 11 here. Tell her about Mackenzie Kaiser.
So this is a standard starting five for Westwood. Mackenzie Kaiser's going to jump it up. Angelina Holmesy, Caroline Nozzolillo, Lizzie Weeman, and Charlotte Hurley out there completing the starting five for Westwood, who enters this matchup with a 8-4 mark in the TBL Large, a 10-5 record overall, coming off a 1-point win over Millis the other night. And we are underway here at Bader Gymnasium.
Ava Morad starting off. She's the team captain here, and is the only captain who's playing right now due to the other captain having an injury, so she's real team leader here.
Harry Blake gets it back out top. Izzy Morgan underneath. Deflected out of bounds by Lizzie Weeman. The call goes Westwood's way. Some discussion about that. Kristen McDonald not happy about it. The officials are going to talk to each other. Seemed to me that one did go off Westwood, and that call is going to get reversed. So yeah, the Westwood defender got a hand in there, so that ball will stay in Norwood's possession, and we have 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Kristen loves, I'm not to down or anything. She loves talking to the ref, loves the call going the right way. She doesn't like it going her way, so we'll see how it goes throughout the game.
Lily Cordani working to the left side of the key. Over the right wing, number 20, Ari Blake works her way through, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. There were just 10 seconds on the clock to start that possession when they took it out of bounds, so the shot clock expires, and the Wolverines will get their first offensive opportunity here tonight. Weeman ahead to Holmesy. Holmesy picks up the dribble. Skip pass across to Hurley, gets it to Nozzolillo. She's going to go to the corner. That pass deflected. Swung out to Kaiser, inside to Nozzolillo. Tries to muscle her way open. Outside to Weeman. That's one way to start the ball game. Lizzie Weeman with a three-pointer to put the Wolverines on top, 3-zip.
Going to be a long night, Tom. Let's see how this goes.
Ava Morad with a nice look inside. That's number 14, Lily Cordani, who finishes it off, and the Mustangs answer right back.
Lily Cordani, a sophomore, was the only freshman to make varsity last year for Kristen, so Kristen's got a lot of trust in her, and I've seen it myself throughout the season.
Kaiser underneath. Broken up, that's going to stay with Westwood. 6:27 on the clock. Wolverines on top, 3-2 to start this one. Now, when they played in December, this was not an offensive explosion. It was a 32-25 win for the Wolverines. I know you were there. What can you tell me about that game?
It was a sleeper game, Tom. It was a lot of fouls on both sides. A lot of ref discussions, obviously these two coaches are very good friends with each other. But it was just an overall low-scoring game. Defense was very high.
That's Lily Cordani again on the board, so 4 points for Lily.
Anyways, going on from that, it was a very low-scoring game, and it was able to get, a defensive game for both teams.
Weeman to the corner. Angelina Holmesy throws it up, no good. Rebounded by Nozzolillo. She puts it right back. Blocked by the Norwood defender, and the Mustangs regain control of the ball. Quickly to the corner, that's Ari Blake outside. Cordani's going to shoot from beyond the arc, no good. Blake rebounds. That ball's tied up, and it's going to be the possession of the Wolverines going the other way. Norwood got the opening tap, so this one goes to Westwood on the alternating possession. Yeah, both coaches said they kind of set basketball back a little bit that first matchup. Just couldn't hit shots, a little ugly, and when you think about how good these two teams are, sometimes you have a defensive battle like that.
It happens, and it was December, so now we're here in February, and we're going to see how it is. And it's already starting harder than it was in that first game, Tom, so let's see how it can play out here.
Got a good pace. Nozzolillo with the left hand, no good, but rebounded by Kaiser, who finishes to put the Wolverines up 5-4, 5:15 on the clock. And Westwood has regained the lead. Might be one of those games we go back and forth.
I love those games, Tom, personally myself. It all comes down to the fourth quarter, and I think that's what's going to happen in the fourth quarter.
Ava Morad responds with a triple from the corner. Another lead change, and Norwood on top, 7-5.
We like these type of games myself, Tom. How do you feel about these games that go back and forth?
Love the pace, love the look there by Kaiser. A little bit late for Holmesy. Holmesy, the last one to touch it, goes out of bounds. That's going to go Norwood's way. We got our first subs of the game in for Norwood, number 24, Maureen Larkey, and in for Westwood, number 2, Madison Ward. Westwood coming at him with a little pressure. Both teams have started the game that way. Turnover forced by Hurley and a quick foul. They're going to call that one on Maureen Larkey. First foul on either team. Don't forget in high school you get 5 fouls per quarter. You get 4, and then the 5th one has the offensive team shooting 2. Rule change. How do you feel about that rule change? It's the second year playing that way.
You know, seeing it personally, it creates a lot more stoppage in the game, so I'm not necessarily a fan of it, but I mean, if it's aiming for more players to, get shots up, stuff like that, I guess I'm all here for it.
Ava Morad called for the foul there, so that's 2 quick ones on Norwood. They called it a shooting foul, so Kaiser will go to the line. First free throws of the evening for the Wolverines. Kaiser's been fantastic. I do the games frequently with Morgan Donahue. The first one good to draw the Wolverines within 1. And we talk about Kaiser as being one of the best players in the TVL. She sets the tone for this team. She brings the energy. She capitalizes on chances. The second free throw ties this one up at 7. And when you think about the stakes of this game, every single free throw, every single layup, so clutch. And every turnover is big. Charlotte Hurley steals it, finishes on the other end, and the Wolverines go on top 9-7 with 4:15 to play.
It was a great turnover there, Tom, and you were talking about earlier, Mackenzie Kaiser seems like a great shooter, and you were talking about number 1 coming off that torn ACL last year, and you were telling me that she seems to be a sharp shooter, so I can't wait to see her play throughout the night.
This Westwood team has a lot of girls who can step up and a deep bench. I'll be curious to see in this matchup how deep Coach Clifford goes with her bench. You know, when you have this type of matchup at the top of the standings, sometimes those benches don't go as deep as they typically do, but a lot of players on both sides I know who can play. Turnover forced by Norwood. They're going to get it up in front to number 24. That's Maureen Larkey who finishes it off, and we are knotted up once again, 9-9.
Maureen Larkey, as we like to call her in school, a part of a family dynasty of the Larkeys, all athletic weapons, parents both Ivy School winners, and watch out for her because she's a shooter.
Gotta love the hustle from Izzy Morgan there. Ball was on the ground. Izzy got on the ground with it, forced the tied up ball, and that goes with the alternating possession to Norwood. So we're tied up 9-9, 3:35 to play here in the first quarter. Looks like it's not gonna be a 32-25 game.
No, you can definitely say that though.
All right, this is the first time we've seen Norwood go inside. That's Ellen Baranowski. No good, blocked by Kaiser the first time. It's gonna be a foul called. They called that out of bounds, in fact. The Westwood player had touched it, so Norwood will keep possession under the basket. And in for the Mustangs is Bella Corus, a junior.
Bella Corus, her sister last year was the senior captain of this team, so Bella has a lot of experience. She's been on the varsity team since freshman year, so be on the lookout for her.
A block by Nazalillo. We should also know Julie Hogan is in. She's there playing defense, number 13. And Ava Morad settles the ball. Crossover dribble, and then a spin move with the left hand. No good. Rebounded by Julie Hogan in the paint. And a quick foul picked up by the Norwood captain, Ava Morad. Now, I did notice that Ava's the only captain. Westwood trotted out 3 there for the meeting with the officials, but Ava's the only captain as number 20, Ari Blake, checks back in. Angelina Holmesy back in for Westwood.
Yep.
So that says something about her leadership.
She's the only captain. Ava O'Neill is the other captain, but she has a major injury right now from when she played goalie for field hockey's Norwood that went to the state championship. She got a couple discs in the back that aren't in place right now, so she's not playing this season. I don't know why she's not here tonight, but usually she's kind of the bench leader.
Tight defense by Norwood. Holmesy able to gather it across to Hogan. Swings it to Ward. Ward driving. Spin move. Bounce pass over to Hogan in the left corner. She spins, gets it to Ward. 8 on the shot clock. Trapped by Norwood. Good pressure by the Mustangs. Loose ball. Ends up in the hands of Lily Cordani. Over to Maureen Larkey from deep. That's a 3, and the Mustangs take a 3-point lead, 12-9.
It's pretty entertaining first quarter here, Tom, so this should be a pretty entertaining fourth quarters.
Angelina Holmesy goes up, draws the contact, and that foul is going to be called on Izzy Morgan. So 2:14 to play. Norwood on top by 3, and Holmesy will go to the line to shoot her 2 first free throws of this contest.
May I ask, Tom, how is Holmesy as a player herself for Westwood?
Well, Holmesy is also a teammate of my daughter on the volleyball team, so I've watched Angelina compete a lot. If nothing else, Angelina has a ton of grit. She hits the first free throw to make it 12-10. Baranowski and Kaiser checking back in, and for the first time for Westwood today, Abby Law is in for the Wolverines. But Angelina is one of those players you love having on your team. Everyone likes her as a teammate. She's an instinctive athlete. She loves to hustle, and one of those players who understands the stakes, so I anticipate that she'll have a big game tonight.
All right, can't wait to see it.
Second free throw good. The Wolverines within 1. It's 12-11 Norwood, just over 2 minutes to play here. First quarter action from Bader Gymnasium. Thanks for joining us. It's a doubleheader live on Westwood Media Center and Norwood Community Media. Kaiser over to Ward. Westwood setting the offense. Ward looking for a pick from Holmesy, goes the other way. Hands it off to Hogan, the motion offense in effect. Hogan with 20 to shoot. To Holmesy. Holmesy over to Ward. Ward goes right, takes it inside. Fantastic defense by Baranowski, ends up in the hands of number 24, Maureen Larkey.
Looks like Norwood's going to go for kind of like calm down here, see what we can make, if we can make a play out of this.
We got a travel called on Norwood there. It was interesting to see Julie Hogan quickly look over to the official like, whoa, you calling a foul on me there? Too many steps. You know, I haven't really seen Baranowski get included in this offensive plan yet. And speaking with Coach McDonald before the game, she was telling me she's averaging between 15 and 20 points a game. She certainly has the height, but she's a freshman, so she's going to start playing some high-stakes games here that she's never played. Steal by Norwood. Lily Cordani goes the other way, draws. Oh, looked like there might have been some contact, but no, a huge block from Hogan up front to Abby Law, who pulls it out. Hogan then thought about shooting 3, drives to the hole, no good. Rebounded by Bella Corus. Corus to Larkey. Larkey's going to reset. McDonald calling the play. The Mustangs getting set. Man-to-man defense by the Wolverines. Corus goes to a cutting. Bella Corus shoots, no good. Rebounded. This went out to Ari Blake, inside to Baranowski. Picked off by Madison Ward.
Norwood seemed to have a little bit of pressure there and ended up giving over a turnover. Seems to be a little questionable under pressure right now, Tom.
25 seconds on the game clock. The shot clock turned off. Turnover ends up in the hands of Norwood. Larkey takes it to the rack, and there's going to be a foul. That one's going to be called on Madison Ford, the second foul of this first quarter on Westwood. And that's going to send Larkey to the line. Norwood up 12-11 with 17.2 seconds left here in the first.
For Norwood, number 24, Maureen Larkey at the line has 2 shots.
Well, Larkey, a sophomore. A freshman, sorry. She has played for Coach McDonald before in the youth ages, so Kristen has really trusted her over this freshman season for her.
2 freshmen on the court for Norwood right now. You got Larkey and Baranowski. That first free throw good. The second free throw off to the right. Rebounded by Baranowski. Good defense by Westwood. Ends up in the hands of Baranowski underneath. Muscles her way in, off board, and good. Baranowski with her first bucket of the night. 15-11 Norwood. 3 seconds on the first quarter clock. This is going to go to Kaiser. Throws it up. Just a bit outside. So 15-11 is our score after 1 period of play. And if nothing else, we've got ourselves an energetic game with a lot of intensity here. Both teams understanding the stakes tonight.
100%, Tom. What I noticed from a lot from that first quarter, is turnovers. There was a lot of turnovers on both teams. So we'll see if they can, both clean that up here in the end of the first quarter. But yeah, you were talking about it, high scoring, and should be a pretty entertaining second quarter, if I do say so myself, Tom.
So Norwood enters this game with a 12-3 overall record. They are 10-2 in the TVL Large. By contrast, Westwood is 10-5 overall. They have an 8-4 record in the TVL Large. There are 3 games remaining on the schedule for both teams, including tonight. So obviously, if the Mustangs win, they clinch the TVL Large title. Kristen, before the game, said, "Don't tell any of my girls that." However, if Westwood wins, what you'll have is a scenario where the two teams are separated by just one game with 2 to play. So you can tell both teams do, whether or not Kristen told her players, they know. They have an indication of just how important this is, and when we talked about it before, that means every free throw is crucial. Every layup is crucial. Got to make sure you're careful with the ball, not making silly mental mistakes, and so far we haven't seen that from either team.
Soon enough, turnovers are going to be crucial, very crucial. So we'll see how it goes. I'm really rooting for both teams. I'm rooting for points this time, Tom. Last game was a sleeper, so I'm rooting for points here in the second quarter.
Welcome to those of you joining us here live on Westwood Media Center in Norwood Community Media. I'm Tom Lydon. I'm joined by Brian Gagliard, a junior at Norwood High School. Great to have the perspective of both communities here tonight. We're settled in for a few hours. We've got the girls starting us off here, and then the boys' senior night festivities will take over. That game tips shortly after this one. The Mustangs and Wolverines, boys and girls tonight. Caroline Nozzolillo misses one time, back up, blocked. Baranowski gets it, but then Hurley finishes, unable to get the bucket. Out of bounds, it stays with Westwood.
Coach B of Norwood not liking that call. Big accountant teacher at Norwood. He teaches us everything we need to know about money.
Julie Hogan taking it out. Going to go up top to Mackenzie Kaiser as the Wolverines set their offense. Norwood playing man-to-man defense. Nozzolillo with it now in the paint. Stolen by Norwood. Baranowski gets it. She's going to get it in the hands of Izzy Morgan, who will settle things down and take it up court for the Blue.
You know, we always say, Tom, all of my friends, we always say, don't let Izzy get hot, because she's a hothead and she loves stirring up some drama on the court. So we'll see what she can make today.
Cordani gets it to Morgan. Morgan gives it to Blake. Blake takes it to the rack, and she draws some contact. 2 shots for Ari Blake, and the foul's going to be on Caroline Nozzolillo.
I like to say, Tom, that Ari's specialty is drawing fouls. She's great at doing them and great at 3 fouls. So I wouldn't, if I'm Westwood, I'm not getting near Ari because she will try to draw a foul.
Good with her first one. That puts the Mustangs on top by 5, 16-11. As we're just underway here in the second quarter. Grace Connell, the junior, enters the game for Norwood, replacing Baranowski. Second free throw is good. To put an exclamation point on that comment you just made about taking advantage of those free throws. The Mustangs up 17-11, 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Hurley to Law on top of the key. Motion offense, Hurley working with her left hand. Picks up the dribble, gets it to Kaiser. Kaiser working her way through the paint. No good, rebounded by Norwood. Pushing the pace, Maureen Larkey. Over to Morgan. Morgan picks up the dribble. She's going to get called for a travel. Couple more subs. Lizzie Weeman coming back in for Westwood, and the captain, Ava Murad, coming back in for Norwood.
Norwood looks like they're playing man-to-man here, I believe, here, Tom. I'm not good with defensive coverages, but
you got it right. There's a jump. That one's going to go to Norwood. So again, good defense by the Mustangs, and it pays off. These are the little things that make a difference in games like this. You want to take control of the ball, as you said, take care. Entering for the first time for Westwood, Olivia Shea, the junior, in the lineup here for the first time tonight. Norwood will get it in the hands of Cordani. Cordani over to Blake. Blake to the captain, Morad. Takes it inside, draws the contact. That foul is going to go against Mackenzie Kaiser. So 2 shots for Ava Morad, who's going to look to add to this Norwood 6-point lead.
You know, I said this to you before the game, Tom. Norwood is very good at shooting from free throws. That's how they score most of their points, if not all of them, in their games. So they're really good at, well, that's not really a good example there, but they're very good at shooting from just a classic free throw.
Well, Kristen McDonald, the head coach, of course, her 3rd year as the Norwood girls coach. She coached the boys for 3 years as Norwood gets that second one to fall. And then before her 6-year stint here at Norwood, she, of course, was very successful at Braintree, where she led the Womps to 4 state championships. So if anybody knows about fundamentals and the importance of hitting free throws, it's Kristen McDonald. Olivia Shea making her way through the paint, out to Hurley for 3, make it! 18-14, just when the Wolverines needed it. Charlotte Hurley nails it from beyond the arc, so they're within 4. Let's see how Norwood responds.
As you were saying, Tom, Kristen, 3 years as the girls. Kristen is not only that, she's a guidance counselor at Norwood. And she's also one of the most nicest coaches I've ever met. She's my favorite coach. She helps with all the TV stuff I want to do. So she's really not just a coach for her team, but a coach for the school overall in my eyes.
Ari Blake unable to finish it on the Norwood end. Now Mackenzie Kaiser working it for Westwood to the corner. Lizzie Weeman just off. Rebound comes off to Morgan, who's going to push the pace across to Morrid. Takes it to the rack, no good. Rebounded by Connell, that's also no good. And here comes Olivia Shea going the other way. She'll pull it up. The Wolverines will set the offense. And we'll start with Weeman up top. 4:58 to play. Norwood on top, 18-14. Hurley from the top of the key, no good. Rebound ends up in the hands of Morrid. Norwood looking to set the offense, run a play. Morrid gets a pick, swings it cross court. Ari Blake over to Lily Cordani. Cordani, crossover dribble in the hands of Izzy Morgan. Morgan back to Morrid, into the paint, throws it up with the left hand and gets it to fall. So Norwood back on top by 6, 20-14 with 4:19 to play here in the second quarter. 3 players for the Mustangs waiting to check in at the next dead ball. The Wolverines working inside to Lizzie Weeman. Back to Hurley, who tries to take the baseline. Draws some contact in that foul. Oh, they're going to call that out of bounds. Charlotte Hurley must have stepped on the baseline, so that's going to go the other way. Norwood with the 6-point lead has possession here. Cece Becker checking in for the first time for Norwood. Cece, a junior. Also out there for Norwood, we have Ava Morrid. Number 24, Maureen Larkey. Ellen Baranowski, the freshman, number 55. And number 34, Grace Connell, the junior. That's Larkey. Kristen wanted her to shoot that one. Almost turned over. Timeout here called by the Mustangs. So 16 seconds on the shot clock, 18 seconds on the shot clock. So let's talk about what Kristen's thinking here.
If I'm Kristen, I'm thinking, how can we, calm down? I think Norwood's a little high pressure right now. How can we calm down, set up our plays, and shoot the ball when it's needed? They're forcing a lot of turnovers still, and I just think that's what Kristen's thinking. On the Westwood side, Tom, what are you thinking?
Well, I like the timeout call for both teams because it has been a bit frenetic. It's been a very high-paced game. Yes, there have been some fouls called. There have been some opportunities for free throws, but this is going to be tightly contested the whole time.
Yeah,
so to give the girls a chance to catch their breath and get back on the same page is smart on both ends.
Not only call it out, a late first timeout. Second quarter with 3:50 left. That's pretty late for a timeout. So these girls have been battling for, a quarter and 3/4 of a quarter. So we'll see how they can close out these last 3 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock here and go into half, really calm down and think, what do we have to do for the second half for Norwood to try to clinch the TVL large and for Westwood to try to make the TVL large much closer than it is, Tom.
18 seconds on the shot clock. Norwood on top, 20-14. We're in the second quarter here at Bader Gymnasium. Tom Lydon, Brian Gagliard with you, and the Mustangs looking to get the ball in. That's a foul that's going to be called on Baranowski. That was a moving pick called by the official there. So a quick turnover. See if Westwood can capitalize. Madison Ward playing point. Over to Weeman. Norwood switches defensively. Naza Lillo working her way on the right side. Tries to pass it inside to Kaiser, no good. Broken up by Norwood. Here's Kaiser from the right wing. Goes baseline. Blocked. Nice job by Grace Connell with the block, but it ends up back in the hands of Kaiser. Across to Ward, 3 to shoot. Ward inside, and that one is blocked by Larkey. Mustangs on the break, and Larkey finished it on the other end. So the Mustangs extend their lead to 8, 3:03 to play here in the second quarter. crunch time for the Wolverines here. You don't want this to get out of hand too soon. 22-14 Norwood.
Crazy first half, Tom. Way high scoring than that December game, so.
Great defensive presence inside by the Mustangs. They've got two girls with a lot of height. They have Baranowski and they've got Connell in there. That's how they're offsetting this Westwood penetration to the paint. Coach takes Connell out of the game, so Westwood's got it 22 to shoot from the baseline. Weeman will take it out.
Another very good defender, Tom. Cece Becker for Norwood. She knows how to put her hands high, and she knows she's got great IQ on the court. Dealing with a little sick.
Hogan no good from the outside, rebounded by Kaiser, who gets the foul, and a big bucket for Westwood. 22-16 with 2:35 to play here in the second quarter. A deep shot taken by Norwood, no good, long. That was Larkey on the shot. Ends up in the hands of Ward. And the Wolverines will reset offensively. Ward to the left wing. Weeman inside to Nazalillo. Nazalillo outside to Kaiser, who thought about it. Drove back to Naz. Naz draws some contact. That'll be a foul on CC Becker. The Mustangs will sub again into the game as Ari Blake, number 20, and Izzy Morgan, number 10. So we're seeing a little bit more rotation from Norwood here as the second quarter progresses.
Something Norwood is very good at is they play, if not all their players. They like to rotate. Kristen likes to use all of her players and to really take advantage of using the whole entire varsity team.
That's Hogan taking it to the hoop. A little hard off the glass, rebounded, and taken by Ari Blake. Blake to Cordani. Cordani over to Morgan. That one deflected, ultimately off of Norwood. It's going to be Westwood's ball. Charlotte Hurley checks back in for Madison Ward. Wolverines down 6, 1:51 to play here in the second quarter. Hogan, Hurley, Nazalillo, Kaiser, and Weeman on the court for Westwood. They're going to ask the Norwood varsity boys to not stand behind the basket and dribble.
Bunch of goons on that team, Tom, let me tell you. I'll tell you later.
Lots of time to talk about that boys matchup. There's Weeman taking it left hand. Spins, gets it to Hurley. Good defensive pressure by Norwood, 22 to shoot. Hurley goes for the baseline again. Throws it to where she thought a teammate was. Instead it goes out of bounds. That's a turnover and Norwood will take control. 22-16 on top. 1:30 to play here in the first half.
Westwood seems to be really struggling under pressure, so they got to clean it up here in this last minute and a half and see what they can talk about at halftime to try to clean this up.
Baranowski to Cordani, goes left hand, no good. Rebounded by Baranowski, who cleans it up, finishes it off glass, and she once again gets on the board. 24-16 Norwood. Lizzie Weeman called for the travel. Another turnover by Westwood. 1:05 to play. An 8-point game, and Norwood once again has possession. Cordani will walk it up. Nice screen by Baranowski. Cordani, easy money, right to the hoop off the glass, and that's a 10-point lead for the Mustangs. 50 seconds to play here in the first half, and the Wolverines in need of a bucket. Hurley across to Hogan, deep three, off the back rim, no good. Rebounded by Norwood, and they're pushing the pace again. Cordani trying to regain her balance at the baseline. Gathered near the midcourt line by Ari Blake. Charlotte Hurley defending over to Izzy Morgan. Left wing to Larkey. Larkey alone under the paint, blocked by Hurley. Ball on the ground, bodies on the ground. 5 seconds to shoot, turnover, Westwood. Hurley over to Kaiser, 5 seconds in the half. That's going to be a turnover. Norwood will have it on their own baseline, 2 seconds on the first half clock.
Very entertaining last minute here, Tom.
Frenetic action back and forth. Norwood really has seized these last couple of seconds. 2 seconds on the clock. No shot, a little bit late. So folks, we've got ourselves a 10-point game, 26-16. Norwood on top. We're going to step aside, take a break, and then Brian and I will recap this first half when we return. You're watching Westwood and Norwood right here on Westwood Media Center and Norwood Community Media.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform. My name is Dr. Drew Chase. I am the owner of Arch Orthodontics. I've been part of the practice for 25 years, just celebrated the 25th anniversary in June. The Arch has been an entity since 1974. I've been with the practice since 1998. That's about as long as I've been an orthodontist, in fact. Primarily, Arch Orthodontics provides services that talk to straightening out your teeth. The foundation of orthodontics is in moving the teeth, creating great smiles and healthy bites. In addition to that, we do Botox therapy to enhance the facial aesthetic, as well as fillers. Part of Botox therapy isn't just for facial aesthetics. It actually has to do with resolving TMJ pain and bruxism discomfort. Well, I think misconceptions about orthodontics really have to do with what's involved in getting to the outcome. Many people think that it hurts. Many people think that orthodontics takes a really long time. Many people are challenged with the concern about what they'll look like going through treatment. And there are a host of options that are going to solve those issues, shorter amount of time and less visible. We like to see orthodontic patients for their first visit by the age of 7. What we do is check to make sure they're developing normally and in an appropriate manner. The typical age that we start comprehensive orthodontic treatments is about 12 years old, which is about the time that all the rest of the baby teeth fall out and the adult teeth are growing in. We've been in this office in Westwood for 8 years, but we were in another location for another 4 years prior to that. It is an extension of where we started. The office began its practice in Stoughton, and we have gradually expanded our footprint up into Boston, out onto Cape Cod, and the convenience of living in the town that I work in, working in the town that I live in is beautiful. And it's wonderful to see the patients that we have on a regular basis when I go over to the other local businesses and be out on the ball field with my kids. We participate in pretty much all the town activities in Westwood in order for us to really engender ourselves within the town. We support the schools, we support the sports team. I did a mouthguard program to ensure that all of our athletes were protected, offering free custom-made professional grade mouthguards to all of the high school athletes in the town. It's the most wonderful profession in the world. It really allows us to be artistic. It allows us to create confidence for people. When they feel good about themselves, they are able to function at a higher capacity. As far as function is concerned, the impact of a proper bite and a healthy alignment of your teeth is significant. It does, in fact, affect your systemic health. So there's a direct correlation between poor oral hygiene and inability to clean your teeth as a function of how they're positioned, and heart health, diabetes, and such. So the sooner you get your teeth straight, the longer you keep your teeth straight, the more healthy you'll be for the rest of your life.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Welcome back to Bader Gymnasium. Great to have you with us tonight. A doubleheader night here on Westwood Media Center and Norwood Community Media. I'm Tom Lydon, joined by Norwood High School junior Brian Gagliard. I'm telling you, man, you did a great job in the first half. What did you think of the action?
I thought this was great. I think it's a very underclassman carry here for Norwood. On the Westwood side, more the upperclassmen. We got Mo Larkey leading with 8 points, with Lily Cordani following behind with 6, Ava Morad with 6, Aaron Banowski with 4, and Ari Blake with 2. On the Westwood side, we have Charlotte Hurley with 5, Mackenzie Kaiser, you were talking about, sharpshooter, with 6, Angelina Holmesy with 2, and Elizabeth Weeman for 3. So very close game. Norwood up by 10, Tom. Norwood scored more points in this first half than they did all last game. So Norwood clearly with the electric first half here, Tom.
And I'm looking at your running score, and what jumps out to me is a first quarter that ended 15-11, a second quarter that ended with Westwood only scoring 16 total points. So a great defensive effort by the Mustangs in that second quarter. In a do-or-die type of matchup, when you're talking about TVL large championship possibilities, the Wolverines are going to have to shoot better, and they're going to have to figure out ways to get good shots and draw some contact against the very tall and talented Norwood defenders.
Yeah, I was just going to put on my interview skills here, Tom. Talk to me a little bit about what you think personally Norwood has to do for this second half to really try to close out this win and clinch that TVL title.
Play defense as they did. I think that Norwood, they're not going to get beaten inside. So if you're going to beat Norwood, it's likely going to be by heating up from the outside with your jump shooting. So is that Lizzie Weeman? Is that Charlotte Hurley? Is that Julie Hogan? We don't know that answer yet. It'll play out in the next 16 minutes, but what's impressed me so far about Norwood is their ability to really keep things tight in the paint. And if you're going to try to come in there, you're either going to get hit hard or your shot's going to get blocked. Very impressive defensively. I
was just going to ask you, Tom, there. Who do you think Norwood should be on the lookout on Westwood's side for this second half? Who should Norwood really be focused on?
In make or break moments, it comes down to your leadership. And the leadership on this Westwood team, without question, is Charlotte Hurley and Mackenzie Kaiser. Those two set the tone. Those are two that are going to lead the scoring charge. And those are the two that are going to really pick up the level of intensity when it comes to defense. I've said many times with Morgan that if you want to change the tenor of a game, start playing better defense and start forcing turnovers and start getting buckets in transition. And if Westwood can do that early and make this, instead of a 10-point game, a 6-point game, a 5-point game, now you got yourself in a position where it's going to be tight down the stretch. But let's just also look ahead, because we've got 2 minutes until the second half starts. This is just the first game of our doubleheader. The nightcap is another great matchup, the boys game between Norwood and Westwood. And give me your thoughts on the Norwood boys team, who's going to enter that matchup with a 13-4 overall record, 11-3 in the TVL large.
The Norwood boys team this year on Norwood's side has been super strong throughout. A couple of tough matchups, a couple of easy matchups in the TVL, I should say. But what Westwood should be really targeting for, as they're walking by us right here, is what number is he? Ukimchak. Ukimchak is the guy to look out for. This team is clearly I'm good buddies with all of them. Sammy Gorko, the guy right here. This team is obviously, they're excited for this game. That's what they were all talking about all year. We got the captain, Pat Connell, and there's Ukimchak himself walking by right here. So this should be a very tough matchup for these guys, and we should see how it goes. What I'm thinking from them, and I was at a practice this week, Tom. I was telling you about that earlier. I was challenging the coach to practice, and I went with a bunch of cameras. What they were working on is how to defend Westwood's pressure. We're going to see how they can defend that tonight, and overall see, can they shoot the ball? Norwood's had some struggles in the past with shooting the ball, so we'll see how it works out here in the game. The main event, as we should say, of this 3 games, we got the hockey game going on.
Yep.
I don't know a score update
I've got an update on that. Norwood on top of Westwood, 1-0 through 1 period. So far tonight, Norwood's got the bragging rights. That one, of course, going on at the Boston Skating Club, the Wolverines and the Mustangs head-to-head there. We've got the girls at halftime here with the Mustangs on top, 26-16. We're looking forward to more exciting action here in the second half. And, of course, a fun game tonight, senior night festivities for the Westwood Wolverines, which we'll bring to you live on Westwood Media Center. So Westwood's going to start the second half with their original starting five. That's Charlotte Hurley, Caroline Nozzolillo, Lizzie Weeman, Angelina Holmesy, and Mackenzie Kaiser. And on the flip side for Norwood, we have Lily Cordani. We've got Ari Blake. We've got the freshman, Ellen Baranowski, number 55. We've got the captain, Ava Morid, number 5. And then Izzy Morgan caps it off, the 5th player on the court, wearing number 10. The Wolverines get the ball first, down 10, as this second half action begins. And that ball gets thrown out of bounds by Charlotte Hurley. So the Wolverines a little sloppy at the shoot.
As we are hearing in the gym just now, the song before, Classic Queen, We Will Rock You. So let's see if Westwood try to rock Norwood here and steal this win.
Wolverines coming out man-to-man. Hurley fighting through the pick. Across to Cordani, right wing. Into the paint. Goes left hand, no good. Rebounded by Holmesy. Now Holmesy has been battling some sickness, so she's playing through a little bit of discomfort today. Hurley over to Holmesy. Holmesy inside. At the free throw line to Kaiser. Outside to Nozzolillo, will take it in. Off glass, no good. Rebounded by Kaiser. Draws the contact, and that's going to be a foul. That's going to be called on Baranowski.
2 fouls there for Baranowski.
Oh,
Wouldn't
let's
be
correct that. They called that one on Izzy Morgan, so it's right to the score sheet.
First foul for Izzy Morgan, my bad.
So Kaiser will go to the line. Important free throws with the Wolverines down 10 here to start the third quarter. First one off the back rim.
Telling off the facial expressions here, Tom. Looks like Mackenzie needs to calm down here. A lot of game left. She got to calm down, focus on her shots, and see how they can bounce back here.
Second one's good. The Wolverines draw within 9. And they come out with a 3-quarter press. Ari Blake breaks it. Over to Morgan. Morgan to Murad. Dribbles left. Works her way inside. No good. Rebounded by Kaiser. Kaiser across to Hurley. Hurley looking to draw some contact. Working on the left wing. Top of the key to Nozzolillo. She'll spin both ways. Down low to Kaiser. Working against Baranowski. No good. Out top. Nozzolillo off the foot. Turnover caused and recovered. That's Izzy Morgan, who ultimately draws the foul from Caroline Nozzolillo. Sometimes I have to hesitate because I can't see the number. It's blocked by the pigtail.
Yeah.
So when I look quickly and I can't tell, is that 10, is it 12, is it 18? I don't know. It's easier, obviously, with the girls I know better here from Westwood. But Izzy Morgan to the line. First one no good, off the back of the rim.
Izzy looking for her first points here tonight. Usually a good scorer, gets about 6 to 8 points, maybe 10 on a really good night from her.
Good crowd here at Bader.
Oh, of course, Tom. It's Norwood versus Westwood.
Morgan misses the second, rebounded by Kaiser. Kaiser goes left, Hurley. Driving to the hole, takes it inside, no good, but does draw the contact. So Charlotte Hurley will go to the line. That one is on Baranowski.
Baranowski drawing her second.
Second foul of the third quarter on Norwood. And Hurley, one of the team captains, will go to the line. That one's no good. We saw this down the stretch the other night. In the last minute, we had Westwood miss 4 free throws on one end, and then Millis miss 4 free throws on the other end, all in the last 45 seconds of action. Hurley off the front rim, and that's rebounded by Cordani, who picks up her dribble, gets it across to Larkey. Larkey to the corner to Blake, who throws it up and in! Ari Blake with a big three-pointer, and that's going to put Norwood on top by 12, 29-17, with 6:23 to play here in the third quarter. Kaiser with it at the foul line, trying to get her teammates to move a little bit. Pressured by Larkey, over to Nozzolillo, who spins, no good. Ball on its way out of bounds, is touched by Blake with her foot on the line, so that'll stay in Westwood's possession. 14 seconds to shoot. Lizzie Weeman will take it out for the Wolverines.
Norwood tends to be a third quarter struggle team, if I do have to say. They tend to foul a lot in the third quarter, so we'll try to see if they can try to clean it up here in the last half. But
7 to shoot, Hurley from top of the key, looking for someone. Kaiser's got to take it. Misses, the rebound, Nazalillo puts it on the ground and then up and off the glass and in.
Norwood wasn't expecting that there. They weren't ready for that, so they got to definitely clean that up there.
Cordani inside to Baranowski. Baranowski fighting through the trees, no good. Larkey, though, with the rebound. Also no good, but gathered again by Morit. Morit to the corner. That's going to be Larkey. Bounces off, no good. Another rebound. This one by Blake, no good. Norwood cleaning up on the glass, but the ball goes out of bounds, and that's going to be judged out on Larkey. Westwood takes possession with 5:23 on the clock, down 10.
Norwood not liking that call. They wanted the out of bounds to be on Westwood. Seemed like it bounced off her head there, but refs ended up making what I think was a good decision.
Lily Cordani forces the turnover, goes the other way, up and off the glass, and that makes it a 31-19 game. And I'd look for Coach Cliff to maybe, nope, she's going to keep running. Weeman running the offense, over to the corner, that one out of bounds. And that's where Cliff takes the timeout.
I was just going to say, Tom, I was surprised that Westwood hasn't taken a timeout here, and they do, as they got to definitely figure it out. Coach doesn't look too happy right now yelling at her players, but it seems to be a little third quarter struggle here for Westwood.
So at this point, it's just a matter of regrouping, understanding that there's still a lot of time to play. You still got 13 minutes of game time. 31-19. You can't let it get much more than 12, though. Down 12, a big three-pointer there on this Norwood side. I think it was Blake who hit it, if I'm not mistaken. They've been impressive. Norwood is showing you exactly why they're atop the standings. 10-2 in the TBL Large. Westwood, though, has every possibility and every bit of talent to beat the Mustangs, but they've got to pick up the pace here and turn some things around pretty quick.
We'll see here, Tom. It should be a pretty entertaining game. This is already a very entertaining night, and we're not even one game through.
Again, for those of you joining us live, nice to have you with us. I'm Tom Lydon. I'm joined by Norwood High School junior Brian Gagliard, giving us a great perspective on the Norwood girls basketball team, and he's got some more insight on the Norwood boys basketball team, so looking forward to calling that game with you as well. We sit
wait.
here, 5 minutes to go, just under, third quarter. Norwood on top by 12. That's Larkey inside of Baranowski. Back out. In and out. Shot by Cordani. It was almost home, but didn't fall through, but it stays in possession of the Mustangs, who do not get they do get a new shot clock.
Ball caught there by Coach Fraioli, and I gotta admit, Coach Fraioli, when he has a shaved head, he just shaved his head, he means business. He usually goes with the buzz cut, but now he's fully shaved, so it should be a pretty big game for the boys.
That's going to stay in Norwood's possession as well. Out of bounds off of Angelina Holmesy. 4:38 on the clock. Norwood on top by 12. 31-19 your score. Big crowd on hand here at Bader Gymnasium. TBL Large matchup, the border battle between Westwood and Norwood. Cordani, right wing. Up top to Larkey. Inside to Baranowski. Muscles her way inside. No good off the glass, but rebounded by Larkey, who draws contact and will go to the free throw line to shoot two.
Larkey had the hot hand in the first half, 8 points by herself as a true freshman. So we'll see if she can add more on in the second half.
Foul called on Nazalillo. Second team foul for Westwood in this third quarter. First shot by Larkey, no good off the left side of the rim. She gets the second one to fall, so Norwood on top, 32-19. It's a 13-point game with 4:27 to play in the third quarter. Charlotte Hurley working against Cordani. Left-handed dribble across to Weeman. Weeman inside, top of the key to Mackenzie Kaiser. We got some contact called by the official. It's going to be a foul called on Maureen Larkey. Going to have a substitution, Izzy Morgan back in the game, replacing Ari Blake. Third team foul on Norwood, 2 away from shooting, still 4:15 in the third quarter. Lizzie Weeman will take it in bounds. Set play, gets it in the hands of Hurley. Back to the corner, Weeman taking baseline. Spins and gets it to Hurley. Hurley gets a nice pick from Kaiser. Runs into Baranowski. Off the glass, no good. Going the other way, Morad. to Larkey inside. Baranowski working on Kaiser off the glass and good. Norwood on top 34-19. Ellen Baranowski, her 6th point of the night. Here's Nazalillo working to Weeman. Weeman from 3. Give it to her. Big 3 by Lizzie Weeman, her 2nd of the night. And it's a 12-point game. Defensive pressure intensified by the Wolverines. Cordani misses, but it's pulled in by Morgan. Gets it to Morad. Off the glass, no good. Morad gets her own rebound, though. Over to Baranowski. Up, no good, but draws the contact. That's going to be another foul on Caroline Nazalillo, and Ellen Baranowski will go to the line, shooting 2.
To mention here, Tom, I got 4 fouls here on Caroline Nazarilla.
Caroline will step off, a little bit frustrated. We got a timeout on the floor. And a 12-point game here, 3:10 to go in the 3rd quarter. So foul trouble for Nazalillo. We're going to see some fresh faces on the court. We got Olivia Shea coming in. We've got Grace Fiscaldo, I think, checking in. We'll check and see if that's the case. See Madison Ward on the bench there for Westwood. And a very intense Coach Clifford. Now look to the left, and Kristen McDonald is gazing into the eyes of a very confident team who is showing that they've got every bit of confidence to finish this task tonight.
Norwood's holding them. They're calm, they're poised, and they're working on their shooting. Should be a pretty good talk here from Coach. Aaron Baranowski's going to go to the line for 2 shots, and you're saying Norwood's pretty tough. I was trying to do some lip singing here on Westwood. She's saying they're all over you. So let's see if Norwood can continue being all over them and see if Westwood can try to space out, shoot, and try to get back in this game.
5 on the floor for Westwood. Kaiser, Hogan, Holmesy, Shea, and Ward. 5 on the floor for Norwood. Cordani, Blake, Larkey, Morgan, and Baranowski, who will go to the free throw line, shooting 2.
Looks like Grace Connell is about to check in here. Might be going for the shooter.
First one a little hard. Baranowski, just a freshman, obviously somebody who you're going to want to keep an eye on over the next couple of years. Second one no good. Rebound loose, pulled in by Norwood and controlled by the Mustangs. They go inside Baranowski again. Off the glass and good.
Good way to make up those free throws.
14-point game. Mustangs on top. Wolverines working it. Hogan to Kaiser. Kaiser looking for a teammate. Over to Shea. Shea dribbling left, top of the key. Picks up the dribble. Gets it to Holmesy. Ball gets loose and it's picked off by Izzy Morgan. Morgan ahead to Maureen Larkey. Larkey dribbles left, goes to the paint, draws contact.
And
but
one.
They're going to say that was before the shot. So the foul is on Julie Hogan. And Norwood will take it out of bounds. 3rd foul on Westwood. Norwood as well has 3. That's the 4th on Westwood. Norwood at 3 with 2:25 to play here in the 3rd quarter. So another foul on Westwood, and Norwood will be shooting 2. Inbounded, that's Morad from the corner, and give it to her. Ava Morad, the senior captain, with a big 3 to put Norwood on top by 17, 39-22. Hogan to the corner, that's Angelina Holmesy. Wolverines being forced to work around the perimeter here. Madison Ward takes it into the paint. Ever so briefly though to Hogan. Hogan dribbling left, off of Ward's foot. She picks it up, gathers, takes it inside, throws it up. No good, rebound, blocked by Grace Connell. And then a jump ball is called, and that will stay in the hands of Norwood.
Norwood having a very tight defense there, Tom, making them stay on the outside of the perimeter, not letting them cut in When Madison Ward had the chance to cut in, she didn't really have a shot opportunity, just kind of had to just throw it up.
Solid defense by Norwood. In for Westwood for the first time tonight is senior number 21, Grace Fiscaldo. Gets the ball over to Holmesy. Madison Ward running point. And that's going to be a foul on Lily Cordani. Fourth team foul on Norwood. 39-22 with 1:33 to play here in the third quarter. Mustangs have taken advantage of every opportunity tonight. Baranowski has really shown how strong she is in the paint. And Norwood has seized control of this third quarter so far. Madison Ward over to Grace Fiscaldo. Fiscaldo back to Ward. Ward looking baseline, spins, back to Holmesy. Holmesy into the paint, spins right, weaves through the trees and draws some contact. That one's going to be an Ari Blake, and Angelina Holmesy will go to the line shooting 2. Both teams now in the bonus. This, of course, is a shooting foul, so Angelini will get 2. That got every part of the rim. A Drano shot, toilet bowls home. Angelina Holmesy on the board with a free throw. That makes it 39-23. Second one's good as well, so the Wolverines now within 14, 1:16 to play. Pick up the press and force a turnover. Madison Ward, but it goes right back the other way. And that's going to be a foul that's called on Ava Morad.
That's her third of the night there, Tom. Norwood's not looking like they're liking it.
A lot of action back and forth,
Yeah,
a lot of contact back and forth.
A lot of craziness in the center of the court there.
That's a player control foul, so that is not shooting, despite the fact that Westwood's in the bonus. Here's Olivia Shea, nice pick by Grace Fiscaldo. Shea spins and dribbles left. Back out top to Madison Ward. Madison Ward looking underneath to Angelina Holmesy, who throws it up, and she'll get the contact again.
Ava Morad in foul trouble now. That's her fourth of the night for the captain.
From a Westwood perspective, if they could possibly get a quick 4 points here, draw this one within 11, it has been really dominated by Norwood throughout the night, actually since the end of the first quarter. But Westwood, if they want some signs of life, they're going to have to make all these shots and force some turnovers to see if they can get a couple quick ones here before the quarter shifts. First one falls for Angelina. That makes it 39-25. Second one's good, so it is now a 13-point game. Norwood hanging on.
Norwood looking for a timeout.
Refs didn't hear. Kristen was calling that timeout for a good 5-6 seconds. We're just clarifying that. Coaching staff was screaming timeout. He didn't hear. He was paying attention to the action on the court. So we got ourselves a 13-point game, 44.2 seconds on the clock. Both teams in the bonus. So any fouls in the next 44 seconds will mean 2 shots for the team who is fouled.
Crazy last couple minutes there, Tom. A lot of action in the front. We got foul trouble for Ava Morad on Norwood. We have foul trouble for Caroline Nazarillo on the Westwood side. Nazarillo and Morad both being seniors. Is Nazarillo a captain for the team? Do we know by any chance?
Naz, I don't believe, is a captain. Forgive me for not knowing that.
Still, you know, 2 seniors that are very strong. Caroline's got 2 points tonight. Ava Morad has 9 points tonight. So not a very good look you want to have for those 2 seniors going into the fourth quarter here.
So Norwood inbounds the ball, 44 seconds on the clock. The Mustangs on top by 13, and Westwood picking up the defensive intensity. Turnover is forced. Madison Ward ends up with it. Right wing across to Julie Hogan. Baseline jumper, no good. That ball is going to go off the hands of Baranowski. It's going to stay in the possession of Westwood with 34 seconds on the clock. Izzy Morgan checks in for Mustangs. Madison Ward inbounds it to Angelina Holmesy, no good. gathers her own rebound. Some contact not called by the officials, and we go the other way. Ari Blake over to Izzy Morgan. 20 seconds on the game clock. Ball goes out of bounds, but it stays in possession of Norwood. 17.9 to play. Maureen Larkey will take it inbounds for the Mustangs. Lily Cordani, 15 on the clock. Out to Larkey. Top of the key, getting a pick from Baranowski. Called for a travel. 10.3 on the clock. Westwood with a chance to make this a 11 or 10-point game with a shot here. And Julie Hogan picking up the pace. Dribbling with speed. Inside to Grace Pascaldo, but picked off by Norwood. Blake ahead to Larkey, but no shot in time, and that'll wrap up the third quarter.
And I believe that's the fourth foul for Mo Larkey, so that's two foul troubles for Norwood. Ava Moore out of Maureen Larkey, who's had the hot hands tonight. Maureen Larkey with 9 points, Ava Moore out with 9 points herself. So, Tom, if you're on Westwood's side, what are you thinking?
So it's a 13-point game. Would have been good to get a bucket there to get that down to either 11 or 10, just a different mentality going into that final quarter. So they're going to need to do something quickly here. Westwood gets the ball to start the fourth quarter, the alternating possession. The Wolverines need to take advantage of that. You might remember they got the ball to start the third quarter, threw it away right away. So you got to minimize every mistake. There's no more my bads. There's no more wish I did this. This is do or die time. You got to make sure that you're making all your layups. You got to make sure that you're smart with the ball and not turning it over, and at some point in time, Coach Clifford's going to have to make that decision to put Caroline Nuslillo back out on the court.
And that's 13 third quarter points for Norwood and 10 third quarter points for Westwood. So we'll see if Westwood can try to have a blast here to try to really get back in this game down by 13. To give you guys at home an update on the hockey game, it is 1-0 Norwood with 3 minutes left in the second period. That being commentated by Norwood's Mark Hoover and Westwood's Morgan Donahue, who you work with a lot. I work with Mark Hoover a lot, so pretty fun crossover we're having right now.
Well, crossover action. It's been a lot of fun here. It's a Westwood-Norwood night, and Westwood will start the fourth quarter with Lizzie Weeman, Julie Hogan, Madison Ward, Mackenzie Kaiser, and Charlotte Hurley on the floor. Big possession to start the fourth for the Wolverines. Kaiser at the foul line, works it to Weeman, towards the hoop, off the glass and in. Lizzie Weeman gives the Wolverines exactly what they needed to start that fourth quarter. We got ourselves an 11-point game. Lily Cordani picks up the dribble. Pressure by Westwood.
Westwood's pressuring. They're pressuring hard.
Get it to Baranowski. Top of the key. Back out to Larkey. Larkey now coming left. That's going to be Lily Cordani to Baranowski. Gets it to Larkey. Called for the travel. 7:24 on the clock, and Westwood has the opportunity for back-to-back possession scores. Good defensive effort by the Wolverines. Let's see if they can make it work on the other end. Madison Ward. That's going to be a 2 if it falls. No good. Ends up in the hands of Izzy Morgan. Morgan slowing the pace, walking it across the center court stripe. Gets it across to Maureen Larkey, who's dribbling left on Madison Ward. Takes it towards the hoop. Blocked by Ward. What a great job blocking that shot by Madison Ward.
Overall good play there by Madison Ward in a good, strong first minute here from Westwood. See if they can try to keep it up here.
18 seconds to shoot for the Mustangs. They're sitting on an 11-point lead. Larkey to inbound the ball. Close to a 5-second violation, but it gets in the hands of Blake. Blake outside, that's Larkey, and that's 3. Big three-pointer for Larkey, and the Mustangs take a 42-28 lead. Julie Hogan to Madison Ward. Ward across to Weeman. To Mackenzie Kaiser, working on Baranowski. Kaiser picks up the dribble, swings it to Hogan. Hogan picks it up to Weeman in the corner, throws it up, and count it! Lizzie Weeman for 3. We're going back and forth. 42-31. The Mustangs on top. A stop imperative for this Westwood defense here as they trail by 11. 6:17 to play in the fourth quarter.
Weeman looks like she's got the hot hand for Westwood.
Baranowski inside of Blake. Blake draws the contact, gets it to fall, and will go to the free throw line. That foul is going to go on Madison Ward. So Ari Blake is at the line for Norwood. 44-31 Mustangs. 6:10 to play here in the fourth quarter. Big play by Blake there, taking it to the rack, getting it to fall, drawing the contact, and capitalizing with the N1. 45-31, just over 6 minutes to go. Norwood knocking on the door of a TVL large title. Wolverines trying to stay alive and win this one at home. If they do it at this point, it's going to be real dramatic. Mackenzie Kaiser gets him going in the right direction. 45-33. We've got 5:52 to play.
Kaiser, you were talking about the team leader here, putting up big for her team.
Norwood takes it baseline. Out to Blake. Can she do it again? Yes! Ari Blake with a big three-pointer. The Mustangs came to play tonight.
Ari Blake's she's a fourth quarter player, I like to call her all the time, so she's really balling out here in this last quarter.
And here's Cordani with a turnover. Working against Hurley, and Hurley fouls.
Norwood really starting to run away with the game here, Tom. Couple good threes, some free throws, and Lily Cordani's going to go to the line and try to add on to try to make this 50-33.
Great defensive pressure by Norwood right there. Not wilting under any of the pressure. Any run that Westwood makes, Norwood has answered. It has been an impressive showing by the Mustangs here tonight. Cordani sinks the first one, 49-33, and with 5:26 to go in the fourth quarter, that's when Coach Catherine Clifford decides she's going to put Caroline Nozzolillo back in the game.
That's 9 points for Cordani tonight. Looking to make it double digits here.
Maureen Larkey back in for the Mustangs.
And she does.
Cordani makes it a 50-33 game, and the Wolverines reaching that point where every possession has to end in the score. Hurley across to Naz. Caroline drives in, picks up the dribble. Hurley from the corner for three. Off the back rim, no good. Rebounded by Izzy Morgan. Larkey carries it over. Holmesy pressuring the ball. That's not a backcourt. Timeout by Norwood. So Holmesy forced that ball to go back across center court, so that is not a backcourt violation when that happens. But listen, what an effort by Norwood. You got to be feeling pretty good for your classmates.
Oh, I'm feeling electric right now, Tom. If I was in the student section, I'd be going absolutely ballistic right now. But I got the honor of sitting here with you tonight. But, Tom, I got to ask you, 5 minutes left, 17 points. Is Westwood thinking, you know, we're really out? Or do you think that they're trying to battle back? It looks like they are. But if they are, what necessarily steps do you think they have to take in order to get this close?
I am a firm believer that the last thing you should do right now when you're down this much is settle for threes. I think you need to run the offense, run it quickly, get layups. Get easy buckets, try to draw some contact, try to stop the clock. Now, if I'm Kristen on the other side, I'm telling my girls not to foul. Because if Westwood's going to score, I'm telling my girls I want them to score with that clock running. The more points that Westwood could score with the clock stopped, the better in this situation. So two things. If you're Westwood, try to draw contact. And if you're Westwood, do not settle for threes. I know it's tempting to think that you're down so much, we got to start chucking up threes. But with 5 minutes left, in my book, when I'm coaching, I'm not having my girls shoot a ton of threes unless they are open. I am not forcing three-pointers at this stage.
Just a little side convo here, Tom. Look at the stands here. There's not a spot here, and we're not even at the boys' game yet, so I can only imagine how packed it gets.
That is a backcourt violation. Ari Blake caught the ball on the Norwood side, carried it backcourt. So Westwood, see if they can take advantage here. Lizzie Weeman will inbound. The Wolverines down 17, 4:57 to play at Bader Gymnasium. Tom Leiden, Brian Gagliard with you. We're on Westwood Media Center and Norwood Community Media here for a doubleheader live tonight. Norwood and Westwood. The girls start us off, the boys to follow. Angelina Holmesy picks up the dribble, gets it across to Nozzolillo. Nozzolillo working through, across to Kaiser. No good. Rebounded by Kaiser. Some contact underneath, nothing called, ends up in the hands of Hurley, and there's the foul. That's going to be on Morad.
And I think it's going to be Morad's 5, so she's out.
So the captain will watch the rest of this one from the bench. She'll be replaced by Izzy Morgan. No, it's interesting. In other situations, the coach has a minute to make the substitution. So in a different type of situation, if your player's retired, you could slow down the pace a little bit and take that almost as an extra timeout. But not the situation here with the Mustangs up 17. Weeman to Hurley for 3. That comes up short. And that's the risk you run. Kaiser giving everything she's got there on the far sideline. That ball ultimately goes out to Norwood, but you gotta love the heart, you gotta love the hustle.
Now, if I'm Norwood, Tom, our captain, the backbone of the team, just gets fouled out. If I'm Norwood, I'm waiting to see what happens without Ava. Ava plays most, if not all, the game here. So we're going to try to see if the juniors and the sophomores and the freshmen can try to really close out this game.
Turnover there forced. Cordani on the foul going the other way. Kristen doesn't agree. Letting the refs know, but Westwood in possession.
Cordani's second foul of the night.
Westwood down 17, 4:10 to play here, fourth quarter. Holmesy in possession. Dribbles left, into Baranowski. Nothing called. Rebounded by Nazalillo, out to Hurley. Swings to Kaiser. Kaiser inside to Holmesy, and there's the contact. Baranowski, the freshman, called for the push.
Baranowski's fourth foul tonight.
Weeman will inbound to Nazalillo. Picks up her dribble to Hurley. Hurley taking it inside and leaving for Holmesy. Is that gonna fall? The three-pointer no good off the back rim. And Baranowski with her size comes up with a big rebound. Larkey to Cordani. Cordani with the left hand finishes the fast break. And Norwood with 3:39 to play takes a 52-33 lead. Hurley to Weeman. Hurley dribbling left. Into the paint. Goes with the right hand, no good. Rebounded once again by 55, Baranowski. Coach McDonald telling her girls to slow it down.
It's time to chew clock here, Tom. It's a chew clock situation here for Norwood.
Larkey in the paint. Gets it out to Blake. Blake with the mini jumper gets that to fall, so everything's going in for Norwood. 54-33 with 2:57 to play.
What a fourth quarter there for number 20 Ari Blake. 10 points in the second half alone.
Holmesy's inside, no good off the glass. That one rebounded by Morgan. Hurley broke it up, but ultimately out of bounds off of Westwood. Norwood in possession. Madison Ward, Julie Hogan back in for the Wolverines. Full court press, obviously, for the home team. Blake gets it over to Morgan, who crossed the center court line. .230 on the clock. Larkey to Baranowski, broken up by Kaiser. Baranowski looking for some help. Gets it over to Morgan, who swings it to Blake. 2:22 on the game clock, 11 to shoot. Blake gets a pick from Baranowski to the corner. That's going to be Morgan, who draws foul. Julie Hogan will be called for the foul, and Izzy Morgan will be shooting 2 for the Mustangs.
Izzy Morgan has 1 point tonight. All around, she's kind of a physical player, so when you need a tall person, she's considered tall. And when you need points, she's willing to clutch up.
Catherine McMurray, sent into the game by Westwood coach Catherine Clifford, as well as Grace Fiscaldo. Cece Becker will enter the game for Norwood. And listen, Kristen McDonald may not have told her girls, as Bella Corris checks in, along with Maddie Lyons. Kristen may not have told her girls that they were playing for a TVL Large Championship, but the way they came out, I think they knew.
Looks like Kristen's going to put her end game lineup here, make sure everybody touches the ball tonight. So this is kind of Kristen's way of saying, hey, we won. We're going to try to play everybody, and then we're going to go celebrate it on Friday night. TVL Large champions.
Izzy Morgan gets that one to fall. She's subbed out for Reagan Curran, the sophomore. Just over 2 minutes to play here in our first of two at Bader Gymnasium. Grace Fiscaldo tied up. Also in the game for Westwood, Elise Boger, number 4. Elise is a sophomore. Abby Law is going to check in, number 5. So the Wolverines have McMurray, Fiscaldo, Boger, Law, and Hogan on the floor. Just over 2 to play. And this will be Cece Becker working on Julie Hogan. Cece rocking the pink kicks tonight. Cross to Bella Corris, who's going to give it to Grace Connell. Connell across to Maddie Lyons, who goes inside, draws the foul. That one's going to go against Catherine McMurray. One thing I also talked to Kristen about before the game, Bri, is just how impressive this TVL has been this year. You have 3 teams in the top 10 in Division II. And when I pointed that out to Kristen, she's like, well, yeah, don't forget about Millis, and don't forget about Bellingham, and don't forget how good Medfield is. I mean, it has been super impressive to see how the TVL teams compete statewide. I think you're going to see a lot of success in the postseason across the board.
Oh, TVL is very strong. I wasn't here for the Bay State days. I was a little too young for that, but definitely in Tri-Valley, I feel when I see them that it's very more entertaining, the games, and they're way more exciting to go to, not just as a student, but as like a parent or a family. They're just overall very fun games.
Grace Fiscaldo is fouled. That's only the 4th team foul on Norwood, so Westwood is not shooting yet. They will on the next foul. Julie Hogan will inbound it. And it'll end up in the hands of Abby Law. Abby dribbles right. Ultimately to Julie Hogan, who spins and turned over. Ends up with Bella Corris, who gets the ball across to Cece Becker. Nice move. Takes it to the baseline. And Cece Becker is fouled.
As you said, Cece rocking the pink kicks. She's had that since her freshman year, so she loves pink. I always talk to her about it.
That's going to be on Abby Law. Called it on 3, which is funny because Abby at one point was number 3, but now she's number 5. But that foul goes on Law. Cece Becker on the board with a free throw. I think the official scorer is asking who the foul was on, because the official did say on 3. Now the scoring table is going to get some clarification on just who that foul was on. Love to see it here. Look at this crowd.
Yeah.
And this is just the first of 2 here. We anticipate it's going to be jam-packed for senior night festivities. The Westwood Wolverines and the Norwood Mustangs in our second of 2 live for you tonight on Westwood Media Center and Norwood Community Media. We really appreciate you joining us. This has been Tom Lydon along with Brian Gagliard. Julie Hogan throws it up from 3-point range short. Fiscaldo looks to save, but that goes out of bounds. That would be Norwood's ball. Kristen McDonald's a winner. I can tell you that much. This woman knows how to coach teams and get them to the finish line. Norwood should be very impressed with what they've done, particularly considering how young some of that talent is. Been really impressed from what I've seen tonight from Larkey and Baranowski most notably. This is Abby Curran, who's picked off. Elise Boger with the ball. Boger gets it to Abby Law. Over to Julie Hogan. Hogan dribbling left. Looking for some help. Boger with it. Goes down. And Elise Boger. Westwood will take that ball from out of bounds. What you're looking at here is maybe the future of these 2 teams playing against each other. A lot of young players on the court to wrap this up. 30 seconds to play. Elise Boger, 3-point range over to Hogan. Hogan's going to throw it up. No good, off the back rim. Rebounded by Norwood. The shot clock is off. The pressure still being applied by Westwood. And they'll be called for a foul. That one's going to be on Catherine McMurray. So Norwood shooting. Sitting on a 60-33 lead. So after tonight, both of these teams have 2 games remaining on their schedule. Both of them for the Westwood at home. They play Hopkinton on the 11th and wrap up the regular season TVL schedule with a game against Dedham next Friday night, Valentine's Day. Norwood will be home to Dedham on the 11th, and then they go on the road to face Holliston on the 14th. 10 seconds to go here. Norwood on top, 62-33. That ball is out of bounds. It'll stay in possession of Westwood. 7 seconds before celebrating if you're a Mustang fan.
Oh, I'm getting ready to celebrate, Tom. Don't worry.
Hogan to Law. Law to McMurray, who throws it up short, and that'll do it. So a celebration for the Mustangs tonight. Norwood victorious, 62-33 the final. 62-33, put it in the book. The Norwood Mustangs clinch the TVL Large Championship. So congratulations to the Mustangs. A dominant performance tonight. Very impressive top to bottom. And folks, stay with us because we still have got a lot of action coming your way. We will bring to you live the Westwood Senior Night festivities, and then of course, the head-to-head matchup between the Wolverines and the Mustangs. Brian, your final thoughts on this game. Congratulations to my junior at Norwood High School, Brian Gagliard.
TVL Large Champs, I love to hear it. Norwood has worked really hard for this. Kristen has worked really hard for this. The girls are excited. They're going to celebrate. It's a Friday night here, Tom. And obviously, Lily Cordani leading 13 points, a very strong sophomore here. Very good performance by her. Ari Blake with 12. Maureen Larkey, another freshman with 12. Ava Morad, the captain, leading at 9. So if I'm Norwood, I'm very excited. I'm very lively. And I really can't wait for this second half game. Hockey, I don't know the score update, but I think they're doing pretty well. 1-1. So we got 1-1 according to my guy over there. Should be a pretty good night.
Stay with us, folks. We will be back for the senior night festivities. We'll be back for the matchup between the Wolverines and the Mustangs. It is live basketball action coming to you tonight on Westwood Media Center and also Norwood Community Media. For Brian Gagliard and Tom Lyden, signing off for the girls game, but we'll be back for more in just a matter of minutes, so stick with us.